Good morning, everybody. Come on in. It's early Sunday morning. Um, guess what time it is? Time to get Sunday dinner started. Got two things on my mind right now. Outside of thanking the Lord for waking me up again, and I feel pretty good this morning. Had a long, long week, but we're going to start off this Sunday with a wonderful, 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 tasty Sunday dinner. As you can see, got everything all staged. You know me, I like to get mine set up and staged. I cook better when I get it all out in front of me. So, I got everything laid out here today. So, I'm going to go ahead and run down what's going to be on the menu for today. As you can see, got some collards off here to the left. These are some nature's greens. These are shredded collards. They're collards. However, the way they're prepared is different. So they say that they're shredded. You can use them to saute, put them in pasta, or add them as a side dish. So today they're going to be a side dish because I'm going to boil them just like regular collards, but they're going to be a different texture. And I think that's going to be good because then the seasoning is going to go through them all the more. And I'm going to cook them with some turkey meat. So on the menu today is collard greens. And right here in this pot, I got that turkey meat already boiling. About 30 minutes from now, I'm going to drop those collards in there. And I'm going to boil them for about a couple of hours. Okay, so the next thing on board, we're going to have some good old beef. I've had these rib fingers before, so I'm going to do some rib fingers again. Got these off base at the commissary. And because I only bought one pack, and I think I'm going to have a little company today. I had a boneless chuck roast, so I'm going to chop that chuck roast up into pieces, just like those rib fingers, and then it's going to be all the same. So we're going to have some good old roast beef. You know, beef is beef is beef. Of course, some cuts are tenderer than others, but I'm going to take take that solid roast beef. Listen, before I go any further, invest in a pair of meat scissors. These things here will cut up everything. I cut up chicken, so I'm going to use those scissors. Those are meat scissors. I don't do anything but cut food with that. Those are food scissors. Can't cut your hair with them. Can't cut out a dress pattern with them. Only meat. Okay, so invest in a pair of meat scissors. They probably cost you, a good pair cost you about $10. I got mine with a set, but I love, love, love meat scissors because when you're cutting up chicken, they come in handy. If you got to, cut like you got a big steak, you want to cut in half, just take those meat scissors and zip. And this is going to make that process of cutting that roast into chunks much, much easier. So, got my meat scissors already. When I start cutting those chunks up, and what I'm going to do with that beef, I'm going to put it in that big round red pan there, and I'm going to put some oil in it first, and I'm going to brown it up a little bit, and then I'm going to chop up my veggies. I'm going to put onions, bell pepper, celery, and carrots in there. I'll start that out to cooking. Then when it gets about done, I'm going to dice up a few potatoes to throw in there, just because I like potatoes in my roast beef. Okay. Then the other thing that we're going to have, of course, we're going to have rice. So I'll do some jasmine rice to go in it. And we're going to do mac and cheese today. So as you can see, everything else is all set up over there. Got my big old thick chunk of, that's a 2-pound piece of cheddar cheese. Probably not going to use but maybe a pound and a half of that because I'm not going to make a super big pan today. And of course, like I said, I'm going to use jasmine rice. So on the menu today, it's going to be some nice savory collard greens, some roast beef, rice, mac and cheese, and of course, corn muffins. Got to have corn muffins now. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, boy, she's got a lot of starch going on, the mac and cheese, the potatoes, and the rice. Guess why? We love it like that. We don't do it that often altogether, but that's what's on the menu for today. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this meal started. When you see it again, it'll be in a different process of the preparation, but the main thing is it's got to be ready for the flavor train about 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon because everybody's getting ready to go to church now, but after church and lounge around a little bit, about 3 o'clock we're going to have dinner and maybe have a couple of extra people over today. So I'm going to make this a big old meal. I kind of feel guilty a little tiny itsy bit because last week If you tuned in, I did a lot of small, well, they weren't necessarily small, but sort of quick meals, one dish meals. So I'm going to do a great big Sunday dinner today. And I might even come up with something sweet for the sweet tooth lovers. So here we go with Sunday dinner. Stay tuned in and we'll be back just as soon as we can. Love y'all. Okay, since I got a little more time on my hands, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how simple it is to use these meat scissors while how I cut this meat up, how easy it makes the job. Yeah, okay. Just snip, snip. Cut it in nice little chunks like that. I'm going to leave that little, some of that little fat on there because you know the fat is what helps to make that flavor, enhance the flavor, so we don't cut off all the fat. This piece of meat is a small piece. It's like a 3-pound piece, and it just makes that beef taste that much better. It's nice. This is a nice marbled piece. That's what you look for when you're buying beef, that it's nicely marbled, which means it has a little bit of fat, but not too much fat. And again, you know, the fat is what makes it good. Now, this piece right here, this is the beef fingers, and it comes in long, nice strips like that. And I just take them and cut them. Cut them, cut them, cut them. Now, if they have too much fat going on, I'll take the scissors and eat some of that. We don't want too much fat going on, but we want enough that we get the flavor. Now, see, I'll cut some of that off. That's kind of a mutton fat, so I'll cut that mutton off. And this piece has kind of a little thick piece. And see how the scissors, having these scissors on hand, makes it so much simpler to get that fat off where you don't have to worry with it too much. Just go under there just like that. Just get it off. So if you ever buy these, if you ever shop the commissary, I don't know if this is a North Carolina commissary thing or if all the commissaries gets these beef fingers or not, but we get them here where I am at Seymour Johnson. Well, I wasn't supposed to say that, but who knew? A lot of people come from out Jacksonville, everywhere, shop at Seymour Johnson from miles around. It's a pretty good commissary. Now, again, that piece is not so bad. It's a thin piece, a little thin fat on there. So, just want to let you see how to use these meat scissors and how much easier it makes my job. I don't know about anybody else using them, but I got about half this much more meat to cut up. So, I'm just going to get it over here. Okay, so you know, you're cooking large amounts of food, then you need to make it as easy as possible. So remember, go ahead and spend $10, get you some meat scissors, and make your life easy when it comes to cutting up chicken and other kinds of meat. Okay, just want to let you see how simple that was to use those meat scissors. So, toodaloo again for a few minutes. Okay, y'all, I got that beef all cut up into chunks. It's all nice and seasoned up. I think you can see that season. Got my veggies ready to go in. Hit them with all the same seasonings just to make sure they're well seasoned. Because, you know, this is going over white rice, so, you know, it's got to be well seasoned. And because, you know, I like to do things a little bit different. I like a lot of flavor. And I know I fix this dish 3, 4, 5 times a year. So today, I'm going to have them guessing, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with you right now. I want to throw something else in there. I'm going to kick it with a little bit of cilantro. Got just a good sprig of cilantro. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop that cilantro into my veggies because it is a veggie of sort. Not a whole lot. You know, cilantro will take over if it can. If you let it, it'll take over. But I want I'm just sort of playing with flavor here today, so just for a little bit of something that's, you know, when you're eating something sometimes you say, wow, what's that flavor? I'm getting a different flavor in there. Say, what's that flavor? What is that? And you can't guess what it is right away. Hang on one sec. Got a pen over here I need to move. Okay. That's what happens when you turn your heat up too high. Anyway, what I'm getting ready to do now is I'm just going to flour these chunks of meat here. And I'm not going through the bag flour. I just got me some flour here. I'm going to flour them up because what I'm going to do is just drop them in a little bit of olive oil to brown them up a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little. And this sort of helps. This is a half a cup. So with this half a cup of flour, it's going to help make that gravy. So this is the other reason why you're browning, not just for looks, but to help to make that gravy. So I got this whole pan of beef that I got to get in the pan and brown up a little bit. So I'm going to go off and get that done, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I've got this meat pretty much seared. And remember, the purpose of searing meat like this is to seal in the flavor, to brown it so it'll look nice when it comes out in your gravy, and to just give it that little extra punch of flavor. And, you know, in this case, it's going to help me make my gravy, because when I get done with this, all of that searing that's on there, that crusted up flour, it's going to help thicken that gravy. And then I've got a little gravy packet. You know, I got more flavor to go in there. I'm going to do it with a gravy packet. So you see how nice and brown that one got? Real good and seared. Yum, yum. That's good. Okay. Then the next thing I do, you see how you see there on the bottom? Can you see at the bottom of that pan? There's that goodie. That's what I'm looking for. See that brown goodie right there? All that gets scraped out. You know what? That's part of the gravy. So next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and dump in the veggies. Okay. Got all my veggies in there. I got my bell pepper, onion, celery, and remember I snuck some cilantro in on them today. So see how pretty that is? Just let it sit there. I've already turned the heat from under there. So I'll say it takes about 10 minutes to sear that meat to get that little brown goodie. Y'all know me and my goodies off the bottom of that pan. That's probably the best part of the flavor. When you sear it, you see you get, you know, people say, well, why you got to always sear it and saute it? Well, because you see all of that right there? That's part of the gravy. The camera, I hope, is showing how nice and brown. I mean, it's a deep chocolate, good old brown. But you see, it looks almost like you could eat it right now, but you can't because it's not done yet. Okay, so in this pan, I've got 5 pounds of between those beef fingers, and I got 3-pound chuck roast cut up in squares, and then I had a package of 2-pound package of those beef fingers. Just cut those in little flat squares, and I seasoned it with. I did another little deal today too for flavor. I don't normally use Worcestershire sauce on this, but we needed something extra today. It could be just beef as usual, so I hit it with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, just about a couple of tablespoons full, and then I hit it with, of course, my complete seasoning. Always use that. Not that one. And the adobo seasoning by Badia. About a tablespoon of that, and a tablespoon of garlic powder. Now, with all of these flavors going, and last but not least, black pepper. You got to put, and I put not a lot, but a good amount of black pepper in there. And of course, you know I have to put some, and I put it in on top of everything else. Is my turmeric. Then put the turmeric in. Okay, here's my turmeric. I'm going to hit it with some turmeric like this. Been up over the stove to sort of sweat a little bit. So, you know, I got to put that turmeric in there. Got to get the turmeric going. So, got that turmeric on there. That's a good tablespoon of turmeric. But now you remember, this is 5 pounds of meat. Almost 6. So, see how good that looks? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 3 hours. And when we get ready to eat it, we don't hardly have to chew this meat because it's going to be so good. And then when it just about gets completely done, I'm going to go ahead and cut up, bam, some potatoes. And just a few, because I like potatoes in this kind of meat to go over that rice. Okay, so in the pan, 5 pounds of beef cut up into squares. And I showed you what I seasoned it with already. And then I cut up bell pepper, onion, and celery. Seasoned it with the same seasoning. And please don't forget, when you're doing this dish, if you want it to taste like mine tastes, you got to put flour on it. After you get it all seasoned, put you some olive oil in that pan and go ahead and take that extra 10 minutes now and sear that flavor in, so that when you bite down on it, you say, yeah, this is what Mama Peggy was talking about. because that flavor's got to be there. So now I'm getting ready to cover it and put it in the oven for 3 hours. How about that? Okay, we'll be back shortly. Okay, just one more tip. Put about a half a cup of water in that pan too, and put that foil on as tight as you can get it on there, because I'm not going to take this off for 3 hours. It's going in a 350-degree oven for 3 hours, and I'm not bothering this foil until 3 hours. So, see you in a minute. Okay, y'all, got the roast in the oven, or rather the beef in the oven. So now it's time to get the collards in the pot. Those are the two longest things to cook, so I'm going to go ahead and get the collards going. Collards. Okay, y'all, got the collards in the pot. They'll be boiling here shortly. This is a lot of collards. I didn't realize how many was in that bag, even though they're shredded up. I bought 2 bags. You know me, I'm extra. So I wanted to make sure we have. Okay, so it's like, let's see, 4 pounds. So that'll go a pretty good ways with everything else that we got going on. But anyway, this is what they look like. They're chopped up. And, you know, they got a few of these little things, little stalks in them. But you know what? This is the best part of the green. All the vitamins and stuff is in that stalk. So I left a few of them in. I went through them, you know, I re-cleaned them because they're already cleaned and chopped and everything. So that saves time. So what I did was just rinse them off a little bit and left a little bit of the stalk in there. So they're cooking for about 2 hours, and we'll be back shortly. And Sunday dinner is ready. We got the collards, rice on the back, mac and cheese, that good old beef tips and veggies, and some corn muffins, and a few garnishes on the side. So dinner is ready. The flavor train is chug-a-lugging in, and we're getting ready to sit down, relax, and enjoy this good old Sunday dinner. Look at that, y'all. Look at that to go with that rice. Yum,
oh
yum.
God, you have got to be kidding me.
Sunday dinner, y'all. Ready to roll. Thought we were going to look at a football game, but I reckon not.
I mean, are you kidding me? That is such a... And if the because see, the purpose of us doing that is just to do...
Trying to give y'all a minute, just sit there and just savor that flavor.
They're not even airing the game on any of our local. That's why come you get this service thinking that they can tap into.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't get normal.
That's why you pay. That's why people pay
Hey, y'all.
NFL pass on.
We're getting ready to get on the train and sit down, relax, and enjoy this meal. You hear the train coming in, you better come on. We're getting ready to do it.
You can watch any NFL game you want. Because they offer it all the time on AT&T all the time.
There it is, y'all.
Where you can watch all.
Okay, until we meet again,
in the NFL.
toodaloo.